Okay, here's hoping to another quick little post about what kind of Bible versions I use. I have 4 Bibles. One Bible I never really look at anymore is the New King James Version. I got it when I was a kid. At my church, you had to memorize 150 verses and recite it in front of everyone, and got this Bible. It was really exciting. Had my name on it, and I don't really use it though. The New King James, for me, like some of the language is a little bit more difficult to understand. Um, from high school when I graduated, a youth pastor gave me like an NIV, which it's a study Bible. It's huge, and it has like, it's just got, I don't know, those little tiny Bibles that are harder to read. Just sometimes feel like when you open them up, they don't stay open as well, but a big Bible kind of like, just, I don't know, it's just more comfortable for me. Plus the letters are bigger. I kind of like having a study Bible because of the stuff like at the bottom. Oh, here, this is good. Page that fell out. Let's just show you on this. So at the top are like the verses, but at the bottom there's little notes about the verse. If you have questions, sometimes they'll help you answer stuff. Part of the Bible that sometimes people don't really look, if you look right here, if you're really not sure, I know I did a post on hanging out with God and journaling. Here's a lot of material. Watch this. See all this stuff that's written? There's little cross references in this little thing here in the middle. It basically, Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 16, there's like other cross references to go check out and see if you can learn something more about what this verse is saying and what's happening. So it says Jeremiah 4:12, Genesis 6:5, Jeremiah 44:5. I mean, there's a bunch of them. So it's like, I mean, you could spend so much time in the Bible, even if you just looked up one verse, read the notes about it at the bottom, and looked up the cross references. And if you like any of those verses, go get your journal that we talked about and write those verses out. Whew. I can tell you that will take up 10 minutes of a quiet time or more if you're just starting out and trying to figure this out. Okay, so my my NIV, which is called New International Version. All of a sudden I got weirded out that I didn't know the name of it. Okay, so that's one of my other Bibles. And then in college, I bought my friend who had just become a Christian a New Living Translation, and we both got our names on it. And I know some people are like, New Living Translation, I don't know, I've just heard people say stuff about it, like, it's not, okay, I'm not even going to say it. But basically, I really like it because I like comparing it to other versions of the Bible, like my New International Version. Sometimes the Living Bible says things that are just much easier to read. The Message Bible is also like that, but the thing about the Message is it's not really broken into chapters. It's harder to find, like, a chapter and a verse, a book, a chapter, a verse. Living Translation is a little bit easier. There are Bibles out there that have 2 translations in the same Bible, so you can kind of read 2 different versions on the same page. That's kind of cool. But anyway, my New Living Translation is a smaller study Bible, so it still has like the verses and then like the notes at the bottom. The cross references are over on the side. One thing I just like is if there's a verse I like in one version, I look it up in the other version and see what that kind of says. Or if I've heard a cool sermon and they're preaching on something, sometimes I'll go and look it up and see what this version, how it kind of changes the way it sounds, and if I can get more meaning and more like application or personal reflection out of it. So that's that. Okay, my absolute favorite Bible, it's not really for like going to church and listening to a sermon, but it's the narrated chronological Bible. Guys, I love this Bible. Okay, I think I talked about it in my Hanging Out with God video. But basically, here, see, like there's like red part, which is the narrator kind of summarizing what's about to happen. And so it's like when you're reading, you feel like you're reading this with a friend, and they're helping you understand, which the Bible is really hard to understand. The other cool thing about this Bible is it doesn't repeat like Chronicles and Kings. There's like certain things in the Bible that kind of repeat themselves. Yeah, see, 2 Samuel and 1 Chronicles, it's like the same thing, and so you only read it once. This is the best way I have found to read the Old Testament because it's a story and it just lays it out much more easier for me to understand. So if you're like me and you're like kind of like in 5th grade when it comes to understanding all the stuff in the Bible, like I I just like things simple. Why does it have to be so complicated? All right, I'm going to check my notes and make sure there's nothing else I want to tell you.
Mommy,
Yes, honey.
I want a pocket.
You want a popsicle?
Yeah.
Can you get one yourself? You know where they are, right? Sugar. Okay, let's see if there's anything else I want to say.
You buy some?
Daddy bought some last night, honey. I think I told you everything. Yeah. If you have some thoughts about Bibles you use or even questions, leave your questions in the comments and I'll try to answer them. Also, I have some other posts and stuff that I want to do, but if there's anything that you have a question about that you want me to do a whole post on, leave your question in the comment. I would love to try to help, and if I don't know how to answer your question, I'll ask some people or try to get some other ways to help answer a question. I know there's lots of questions, especially if you want to start talking about the Bible and everything. So anyway, hope you guys have a good day. See you next time.